Hello everyone, welcome guys to the Many Things channel, or as someone likes to say, Mini Things. So we're back for another part of career mode. This is round number 6 in our career mode for F1 2019. Almost said 2015 because I've been playing that so often.
It's certainly not the easiest of tracks to navigate,
And we're here at Monaco.
Today is going to be incredibly valuable to the teams. Lowe's hairpin is the slowest corner of any track on the Formula One calendar. It's taken at just 48 kilometers an hour, but provides a stunning view on the first lap as the entire grid bunches up and tiptoes through the corner, hoping not to leave any carbon fiber parts behind.
This is such a tight bend that a special steering rack is used just to get around this very corner, as the cars would not normally be able to make the turn. There is the possibility of overtaking through Lowe's, but more often than not, you'll end up damaging your car.
So yep, that was just a little intro from the commentators. We're gonna ride on board for a little bit of my very first practice lap. This is the track I can't speak today. This is gonna be the track acclimatization program that is, typically run in practice. Just trying to get some resource points because that's all we're just trying to do, develop the car. I plan to stay with this team long term, which is why I immediately left Williams as soon as I got the opportunity. And yeah, we go top of the chart. It's not very impressive considering this is practice, as we saw McLaren went third. That was science. But
you were flying in practice. Do you think you can carry this over to qualifying?
yeah, we're moving on to an interview, and honestly, I hate how they'll ask you a good question, and then immediately afterwards you'll get asked a very bad question which has no good answer. Right here.
On the track. Were you struggling for grip?
Right here. There's no good answer. You're gonna get someone mad, so that's why I learned you can just hit no comment.
Thanks anyway.
And then she just gets mad. So that's a bro moment. But we're gonna be looking at the R&D tree now, after we just completed some little different programs in Friday practice 1, 2, Friday practice 1 and 2 and 3. Actually, no, I think we're yet to do Friday practice 2 through 3. But we've got some resource points in our inventory, I guess. We're just trying to develop more parts of the car, but because some team morale is a bit low, we're going to have to pay a little bit extra to develop car parts. We're really trying to just get the durability up, because I've noticed that things like the gearbox wear quickly, the MGUH, MGUK, and just quite a bit of car parts wear down really quickly. So we're just going to quickly confirm that development, and we are off to qualifying? Yeah, it is qualifying.
On the Formula One calendar, who can add their name to the illustrious list of Monte Carlo pole sitters here today? And I'm here, of course, with Anthony Davidson on what has turned out to be a very pleasant day indeed. No weather to interfere, no problems on the track, so absolutely no room for error.
That's right, Crofty. It's looking good out there at the moment. Each team will have their own game plan for this session, and of course, once the cars leave the garage, they'll be under parc fermé conditions, so any last-minute adjustments need to be done right here and now. Beyond that, it's all up to the driver. Who can keep their
We get a shot of Lance Stroll as he replaced me. Actually, I replaced him, so we just swapped seats. Ah yes, the torpedo.
Let's get started.
So we're going to be riding on board for, I think it's about a full lap of my best lap in qualifying 1. Going to start finish straight, coming up to the Saint Devat. We take it a little bit slow. It could have been much more cleaner and neater, but it was our very first lap on. We're going up through turns 2, 3, and 4. Up to turn 5, I believe this is at the Casino Square. Turn 6, I believe. On the run down to Mirabeau. Approaching Lowe's hairpin, we're trying to brake a little bit late so we can turn in, but we go wide, not the optimal line. We probably lost about half a second there, so it's not very good. But we're going to be coming into the tunnel section. We got oversteer and just kind of carried the car to the inside of the line, which isn't good. for this corner through the tunnel. Coming down into the braking section for this chicane. It's just standard. We went past swimming pool section and we're coming up to Rascasse, up to the final corner. We're gonna get DRS, come up to the start finish line, see how we place. If we go pole, we go on first place, pole position. So that gets us through safely to qualifying 2. But of course I skipped qualifying 2 for the sake of cutting time on this video. This is straight to qualifying 3 right here. On board for another lap. This is my qualifying 3 lap. Right here you can see we went through Saint-Devat very quickly. Much neater than our qualifying 1 time. Again, we went a much tighter line right here through the Casino Square. Although we did compromise our exit right there a bit. Made a mistake on the entry to Mirabel and we went kinda wide, but we had a much neater run right here in the Lowe's hairpin. Didn't come as close to hitting the wall. Didn't eat the curb right there as much as we could have, but it's okay. We went wide right there and lost maybe like a tenth or 2. At least we kept it on the good line for going through the tunnel. Coming down again, we accidentally got a bit on the curb too much. Cut the chicane a little bit too much, but it didn't invalidate our lap time, thankfully. Coming through swimming pool. Ride the curb a little bit too much. Ride the curb right there again. We're approaching Albon, but I didn't feel like he hindered our lap time too much. If he did, I would have been upset about that. But he gives us a toe on the start-finish straight, so that's good. Maybe he saved us like thousandths of a second. And that is a 1:11.4, I believe.
Complete, let's review our top 3
a second
today.
Better than our qualifying 1 time.
And Charles Leclerc. With qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid line up for the big race tomorrow. A proper road race, and in the true meaning of the word. That was how Mr. Monaco, the late great Graham Hill, once described this iconic event. The cars we drive have come a long way in the intervening half-century, but still we race on those same public roads beside the Mediterranean Sea. There's no victory more coveted than that of the Monaco Grand Prix. We're on the French Riviera once more this weekend at the 2-mile-long Circuit de Monaco. The cars will climb around 40 metres up the hill, past the casino, and then descend downwards towards the harbour through Sector 2. It's a very short run from pole position to the first of the 19 corners at Saint-Devat, and don't expect to see much overtaking here today. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who's beside me in the commentary box today.
Not often that you see a Force India on pole. Oh, sorry, I mean Racing Point. Something Kimi Räikkönen would say.
So it's going to be a difficult task to move forward from there.
But on the bright side, at least those fresh components can help them maintain the power they need to come through the pack. I expect to see them take a more aggressive approach today to make up for the compromised start.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's
right there, you can see that that slope, negative slope, it's going downwards. Right there at the Lowe's hairpin. That's why you try to brake a little bit later and then turn in, because you're gonna need a sharper angle of attack. You're gonna need a more acute angle in taking that corner. At least if you don't want to go straight off and understeer. Didn't even notice that until now, but Paris started a blast. That's weird. It's a really large, unhealthy Force India sandwich. One on pole, the other on 20th place. And defend this lead we will try. We will try, Jeff. It's lights out and away we go for the Monaco Grand Prix, something that we can't be able to say this year in real life because coronavirus ruined that race. We're getting overtook on the outside by Sebastian Vettel. Maybe we can get him up on the run to the casino. Go side by side, try to stick it out around the outside. We end up almost getting him by, but then he just gets a better traction. We slightly hit the rear diffuser of his car. Think about it right here at Mirabel, but obviously there's no way we can do it. Can we go down the inside at Lowe's hairpin? No, we cannot get it done on the hairpin. We hit his rear diffuser again. We're stuck behind. Climb the curb and actually take a good line for that corner. Once again, another good line for this one on the approach to the tunnel section. 4 miles back, but can we think about doing a very big lunge like Daniel Ricciardo would We break about 20 meters later than we should have, and we had a really optimistic launch. Vettel took damage, I'm surprised we didn't, and we get a warning for that collision. So there's not much else to say. Coming through swimming pool section, and we're just going to quickly try to pull away from the pack, because right here, on lap 3, our DRS is broken. Doesn't work anymore.
DRS is offline. The rear wing is down, so you can stay out while we work on a fix.
Yep, you just heard Jeff confirming that right there.
Power from the engine is going to be down slightly and showing some minor wear.
And that's the power unit starting to wear down, which is why I really want that durability upgrade. Already coming up to lap 11, because it's a really uneventful race when you're leading. We take damage! We hit the inside of the corner right by the casino, and then hit the outside wall, and then we go straight at Mirabeau. We lose our entire wing. Thankfully we were on mediums, and we had a hefty gap. Something I didn't notice until just now, Ricardo and Hulkenberg are on the podium. Maybe Hulkenberg can keep that podium, score his first one in F1. But I don't think it'll end up like that. I don't think they've pitted yet, whereas Hamilton and Vettel behind have. Carefully maneuvering the car through the chicane right there.
Virtual safety car is ending. Maintain your pace until the green flag. VSC ending.
We're gonna box for softs to go to the end. Although 20% races, there isn't much to say, because these races can be boring. Not boring, they're just really short, and it's not a very good thing to do unless you just want to get a really quick sprint race basically done and out of the way. I might think about turning up the race distance to 50% or 100%. Let me know if you want to do 50% or 100% in the comments down below if you're even watching this right now. Thanks for sticking it out with me as you're watching. Let me know if you want to keep it at 25%, 50, raise it to 50, or raise it to 100%, because I am willing to do either of the latter. Of course, if I do 100% races, I will upload these less often. Not like I do consistently anyways. As Ricardo almost overtakes us, we actually crossed the pit exit line on the exit. Come close to the wall right there at the swimming pool section. Get a kick of oversteer, a really big one after we ride the curb. Lose traction with the ground on our tires. Goes at purple sectors 1 and 2. Maybe we can make it purple sector 3, go for fastest lap. Yes, we do!
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up.
I think that's at a 1:13. It's about 2 seconds slower than our qualifying lap time in qualifying 3. Once again, we get oversteer. But it doesn't matter because it's the final lap on the run up to Rascas and then the run to the ultimate corner. We're going to come across the start-finish line and win the Monaco Grand Prix, followed by Leclerc and Hamilton on the podium.
You worked hard for that one. Congratulations.
It was a rather boring race. All we did was just pull out a lead after lap 1.
A victory for Racing Point. The team will certainly be celebrating tonight.
Too bad Racing Point had never won in person.
What helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
Racing Point's performance today
Sure, Verstappen wasn't happy to finish on the podium.
They're making their way out to the podium now as we speak, and the reaction from the crowd must be incredibly uplifting for them.
Spraying the champagne all over Leclerc and Hamilton, because quite frankly, I think we can turn up the AI difficulty to 105. Don't know the next time that will even end up on the top step of the podium.
Let's see how the driver standings have changed. It's a great result for
But for the
Lewis
meantime, this
Hamilton,
is still
who
pretty
moves
good.
further ahead at the top of the table. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Charles Leclerc showed exactly how to manage yourself out on the track today. He was almost flawless out there. Incredible stuff.
Let's move on to the constructors. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. There was also a strong showing from the McLaren team today as they make their way up the standings. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Alright, so Racing Point, they passed Williams in the standings, as I was carrying Williams previously.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. You took the top points today. Was it a comfortable win?
Definitely. Well, the nearest car was like 10 to 20
Do you
seconds
have any
behind.
comments about the collisions?
I'm just gonna hit no comment. No comment at all. Any comment I make about this is just gonna negatively impact me in game. Whether it be decreased morale or decreased reputation.
Well, thanks anyway.
So yeah, post-race stats in my rivalry against my teammate and my actual rival, Lucas Weber. Leading our rivalry against Weber, I doubt he's gonna even... He's in an Alfa Romeo, so I don't think he's gonna be beating us anytime soon until he gets a seat switch. Probably gonna happen next season, because I doubt he will want to stay in an Alfa Romeo too long. Okay. So this is just my reputation relevant to all the other
Great
teams.
work this weekend. It was fantastic to see you up on that podium.
And I think that is going to do it for this episode. Next upload is going to be from one of my league races, so I guess you can expect that to happen, to come up to YouTube on Friday or Saturday. I have a league race coming up this Friday. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you guys in the next one.